I had a question come through on my comment section today, and it was regarding which type of needle that I used. And for the longest time, I just used a universal 9014 general needle. But I have found these Schmetz vinyl needles, and I'll tell you what the difference is in this video coming up. So let's get to it. So the machine that I'm using is a Janome HD 3000 BE, which stands for Black Edition. But all sewing machines pretty much operate the same. You got a space for your thread that comes in the top, and then a space for your bobbin. And then of course, the thread gets looped through there and eventually comes through the needle. The needle pushes down into the thread that's in the bobbin. It gets wrapped around and the sequence goes on and on. But to get to the point of which needle that I use, I've found these vinyl needles. And I'll throw a still shot up here. The significance of these is that it has a groove, and I don't know how well this camera is going to pick it up. I'll try to get as close as I can. There's a groove on the back side of the needle that runs right here, and what that does, that allows the thread to travel basically inside the needle as it's puncturing through, and it's less likely to get held up with the cardboard or the laminate or any adhesive that you use in the assembly process. Whereas this needle does not have that cavity as deep as these other ones do. So in my opinion, the size of the needle is not as important as it is having that channel in the needle that the thread can travel through. So let's take a deeper look at how the adhesive could actually affect the sewing machine in addition to just the needle. So I'm going to take and unscrew this little set screw, and it'll allow for me to take the needle out, and we'll safely put it over to the side here. And what I'm going to do is take this stuff off, because I want to access this bobbin carrier and show you what happens if, I don't know how clean this is. It's probably been a while since I've cleaned it, but any adhesive that travels on that needle is going to go down into your bobbin case and possibly get onto these moving parts down here. So the thread actually wraps around this when it gets punctured through this casing, and that sharp point right there will catch it. You're going to want to clean this area up on occasion, and especially for this one. I don't see any adhesive sticking to this one in this particular case. I know it has before. It will gum up around this area right here, and when it does, the thread gets caught on it, and then underneath the sewing path you'll get some looping. So that's one reason I like to use these Schmetz vinyl needles. And also in between, you can coat the needle with maybe some WD-40 or something, just to make sure that it has a clean, slick surface before you start sewing. Because if you get any kind of buildup on your needle, it's going to get your thread to hang up and cause you to have to redo your work and follow each individual hole like I demonstrated in the Titleist hat. So that is my information on choosing those vinyl needles over just the regular Singer needles. And when you clean your machine, I wouldn't use any kind of compressed air. Just use a brush to get any kind of dust particles and stuff out of there. Screw this plate back on, and then you can obviously thread your bobbin and put everything back together. In this particular machine, the needle goes with the flat side to the back, and the needle just goes all the way back up. You want it to bottom out, and then tighten that set screw back in and replace your presser foot down there, and you should be good to go. But yeah, you want to make sure that this needle stays clean and does not get gunked up with any kind of adhesive, and your thread should follow through all your stitches without binding up. But that's my information on that. If you guys have any more questions, hit me up. I'll be glad to share as much information that I can to help you out. See ya.